Welcome to another episode of, what is it, Lorraine?
The Twinster Pod.
And the crowd goes wild. Hear them? They're silent. They're a silent crowd. Like, I don't hear them. So we are so excited that you are back, and I believe this is our 14th episode.
Oh, is it? Okay, nice.
Stick with us. We so appreciate all of the listeners. So stick with us because we'll be doing something very special on the 20th episode. We will be sharing a little bit more with you later on. But before we get started on our 14th, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We have to sing the jingle. Is everyone ready?
I know that's what they look forward to every week.
Yes. So you have to sing it with us. So here we go. Hi, I'm Amy.
And I'm Lorraine.
This is the Twinster Pod. Jazz hands. We love it. We love it. And we're so excited for you to be joining us.
We are.
We now have sponsors to our podcast. How cool is that?
Do we?
We sure do. So cheers to our very natural energy drink, Energize. These
Nice.
are awesome. So welcome to our first podcast with our first sponsor. Woo-hoo!
Yay!
Looking for a clean energy drink. This is the one. It's my go-to. I love it. If you just need energy and motivation to clean your house, drink some Energize. So
there you go.
Thank you, Energize. So today what we're talking about is we are talking about why we decided to choose our specific majors and what we decided to do with our college degrees. Are we using our college degrees? Is that a thing, or is it something we got a college degree and we never used it again? So today, college degrees, and the crowd goes
wild.
Very much.
I do think that's a common thing. I think there are a lot of people who went to college for one thing and are working in a totally different field.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be interesting to hear from people listening what you went to college for, what you studied, and if you're working in that field or not.
Exactly. We would love to hear from you. So email us at thetwinsterpod@gmail.com. And
There you go.
will bring you those answers on a future podcast. But with that said, Lorraine, I'm going to let you kick it off and tell us just a little bit why you decided, or did you go to college? Did you choose a degree? What degree did you choose? And are you using it now?
I did go to college.
Okay.
Matter of fact, we got lots of scholarships and grants, thankfully, to go to Eastern Illinois University. And very, very thankful for that, because there's no way, with both of us being in college at the same time, that we could have afforded for college. So we went to, like I said, Eastern Illinois University in Charleston, Illinois. That was about 35 minutes away from where we lived, where we grew up. And I studied elementary education. So I have my bachelor's degree in elementary education, and they don't call them minors when you get an education degree. They're areas of concentration. And so mine were psychology and sociology. And those were my favorite classes in college, studying that. But yes, once I graduated from college, after I did student teaching, I worked as a teacher's aide at Shiloh School in Hume, Illinois, where we went to school. And I started out in first grade with Mrs. Heath. And then I worked in different grades after that, kind of all over, kind of helping out. And I loved that. That was a great way to get my feet wet in education. And then after the fourth year, I believe, the superintendent there created a job for me. And that's kind of when computers were kind of getting bigger, and they were having classes to teach them to the kids. That kind of shows how old we are. But I taught computers and English and language arts to seventh and eighth grade. They called it junior high at our school. So I did that. And then kind of went in a different direction after that. I did dental assisting because my good friend Monica taught me that when she would come into the schools to do dental at the schools. And so she taught me kind of how to write down some things and what she was doing. And so then I worked for a hospital in Mattoon, Illinois, and was oral health educator. So I still got to go into the classroom and teach. We did 9 counties and about 70 schools, I think, if I remember right. And so I got to go before and talk to the kids about how to take care of their teeth, what was going to happen when we brought the big dental bus back to their school. And so I was still kind of teaching that way. And then I worked for them for 15 years. And then I met Tim
Tell them
online
who
on
was Tim. Who was Tim?
Christian Mingle. Tim's my husband.
Yeah. And how old were you when you met him online?
Uh, 47.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 47. And got married at 48 for the first time. And so then we moved. That's another podcast. I won't get into all the places we've been, but
She's been everywhere.
um,
She's
I
been
kind of got out of education for a little bit, especially when he lived in Jackson, Mississippi when we got married, and so I didn't work in education there. But then we moved to Texas, and I did get back into education there. I started as a behavior aide in special education, and then went on to doing behavior specialist, teaching social skills, and I loved that. I didn't know how much I would like working with special ed students until I started that in Texas. And so, fast forward now out here in Idaho, I'm in that field again. I'm what they call a BI, a behavior interventionist, and so again, working with students who qualify for special ed and who have a need for someone to just help them stay on track with their behavior and with their studies. And so, yes, a long story short, I am still in education. There were times when I was not, but I am now just in special education.
awesome. And you've
Yeah.
used your degree and you've always been working with kids.
Yeah.
So no matter where
Yes.
you've been.
Yeah, I have. Yep. I'm in an elementary school and I love it. I love working with the younger children. I would probably be okay in a high school, but honestly, I'm happier with the littles.
Well, that's good. And
Yeah.
that's great. God put you in
Mhm.
a major that he knew you were going to be able to take with you wherever, right?
Exactly. Yep. He knew what the future was going to hold. So very thankful for that.
Well, good. And I went a total opposite direction. I didn't really even know what I wanted to do. I just knew that I didn't want to do anything with math calculators and anything that like with I always
Yes.
say I'm decorative, not functional, because
She
all
does say that.
is just like that's too much. Okay. So I was like, what do I know how to do well out of high school? I'm like, I know how to talk. And so I got a degree, a 4-year degree. I got straight A's in speech communication with a minor in public relations and nailed it. I was putting off I loved giving speeches where a lot of the other kids were in the classes. They were like, I'm nervous. I was like, I'll talk. And, you know, did a lot of fun subjects and different things that we had to do. I was in a debate, I don't know if kind of a class, I guess. And we had to debate both sides of whatever we were talking about. And they partnered me with a guy that was so good. Like I was like, I was like, I want to equal his like knowledge and I want to make sure that I bring, that to the table. And I don't know I can't remember how much time we were given for each debate that we did. but we kept advancing to the next level and then the next level. And we won the whole thing. I don't know if you remember that, but
I don't remember that at all. No.
we got
Awesome.
uh, trophies for being the top team in the debate team in our class for that semester. And so we got that. And then I kept putting off my math class because I had to take one before graduating. So I took it my final semester of my senior year because I'm like, ugh. And when I got in there, it was, to my total joy, we had to research mathematicians and give speeches on them. And I was like, what?
Oh, right
And
up your
a lot of
alley.
the other kids that were in there from other majors that had to take it, they were like, we don't give speeches. I was like, I do. Give me the podium, you know? So I got an A in a math class, probably the first time. Mom was probably really proud of me for that. I don't like math. I mean, I could probably be good at it, but you know how you're just like, it's not for me, so I don't
I
want
know
to.
our brains just never got
Well, we're
hard
more
math.
musical and more like creative
Mhm.
arts, you know, and I
Yeah.
think we can't both be creative and artful and super cute and no math, right? So,
Well, that's the thing. I started out with a minor in music because
yeah,
I wanted to teach music. But when they got into all the mathematical parts of music,
he was like, I'm
my yeah, I mean, some of the teachers were like, Lorraine, I just don't think this is for you. I
brains like,
mean,
I go to
it
teach.
took the fun out of
Yeah,
music, and they were right. We just naturally understood it, had great teachers in elementary and high school, but the hard part of it in college, nope.
yeah,
So that's when I changed
smart.
my concentration.
I
Yeah,
remember, yeah, I
because
remember, I do remember that happening because I think
yeah, I was getting a D,
you were in
and
tears, right?
it was too mathy.
It was too
So
mathy. We can't do. If you need help with math, we're probably not your girls. But if you like memes and fun and you needed to sing, we are your girls.
yeah, we got that.
Fun, we can bring the fun because that's how we roll. But anyway, so out of college, I that same like 1990. Let's see, we graduated in December of 92. Well, I was planning a wedding because Perry and I got married in October of 93. So I just went and did like, even with a 4 year college degree, I went to like a customer service call center and I was like, I'll start here, you know, because you had to start, I needed a paycheck. So we started there and then we moved to Texas and for like almost 3 years. And I worked doing proofreading at the same company that he was working. We worked on second shift. I was up in the office. Obviously, it wasn't anything to do with speech communication, but again, I needed a paycheck. So they hired me in to work with Perry. We were able to take vacations at the same time. I worked through a job service and it was good. It worked out well because we got to come home and all the things. So then when we moved back in December of 98, I hit the ground running in like January, right after the holidays, to try to find something, right? Well, I dropped off my resume to a job service in Effingham, and we were going to move to this area. We were living with his mom and dad at the time, searching for a house. Okay. So I dropped my resume off, and they called me like the next day and said, hey, we've got I don't think it was called a recruiter, but we'll call it that position open. Can you come in and interview? Well, I interviewed. They're like, you need to talk to people, you need to interview them, you'll talk to customers, that kind of thing. And that was like April of 99. And so I started in April of 99 in human resources, we'll just call it that, talking, right? Dealing with people. And I worked for that particular company for 10 years. And then I went to another job service and for another 15 years. And that one closed in March or April of last year. So I called up the original people that I worked for as a recruiter, human resource, and said, hey, you guys taught me my mad skills and loved working with you. Do you have a position? And they were like, absolutely, we do. Interviewed, and I started there in April of last year on Eclipse Day. Everybody remembers that day, right?
Yeah.
That's the day I started. And I've been there ever since. So I've been doing speech communication, public relations. It's all I've been doing since basically April of 98, if that tells you something. So I also coach and help people with health and wellness. I lead Zoom workouts. I have a free fit club. It all takes public relations and talking. So literally everything I do is I major, right? So
Yep.
I may not have I don't have a business degree. I can't do math, but I am using my 4 year. Well, it took me 4.5 years because I had to take some extra classes and do an internship. So it took me 4.5 years to get my degree, but I'm using it and I've used it ever since. So that's kind of my story and what I do. So I think mom would have to look back and go, girls, I'm proud of you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like been kind of like this, but
Mhm.
yeah.
And so with that said, like Lorraine said, email us and tell us about, did you go to college?
Yeah.
That's okay if you didn't. Tell us what you do. We'd love to hear, what you do for a living. Send us an email, thetwinsterpod@gmail.com, or it's twinsterpod@gmail.com, and send us an email. Let us know. Or if you did go to school, are you using your college degree? And if you're not, what are you doing? We'd love to hear from you. With that,
Yes, please.
we always end our podcast with funny memes because, again, we aren't here to give you news and weather and all of the things. We're just here to have fun, share with you, and we also love feedback. So we love getting
We
all
do.
the emails. You guys are the best. So with that
I
said,
mean, we can tell them the weather if they want to know what the weather is, but
we just have to ask Surrey.
yeah,
So
right. Okay. Do you want me to go first?
car doors opening at the neighbors. There's Stanley. Okay, yes, you go first.
Oh, did he leave? Okay.
Right.
Is he barking? Oh, I didn't hear him. Okay. All right. I'm in search for someone to assist with milking cows on my dairy farm. Must work well with udders.
You know what I did? I muted so you
What'd
wouldn't hear
you do?
Stanley barking, and we didn't hear the first part of your meme because hi, I don't work well with others with a mute button. Reread it, please. Thank you.
Oh, Joe. Okay. Well, they heard the end of it. Okay, here
Yeah.
it is. I'm in search for someone to assist with milking cows on my dairy farm. Must work well with udders.
Utter. UDD. Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, more.
More.
Somebody just threw a jar of mayonnaise at me, and I was like, what the hell, man?
It's
Oh,
so dumb,
man.
but it's funny.
Oh, I know. I think this place that pops up on my news feed is called Dad Jokes, which
Yes.
I believe it.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Okay, one more. When I found out my toaster wasn't waterproof, I was shocked.
Yeah, you were. You'd be like,
Yeah, I was.
rest in peace.
Literally.
Rest in peace. Yeah. All right, here we go. My turn. Don't invite me over to your house if your ceiling fan loose and you got it on turbo. Because if it's loose, it's going to go flying off the ceiling and hit you.
Yeah. Don't invite me over to your house if that's happening.
If your ceiling fan is loose and you've got it on turbo, you don't want it to come flying off and hit you and kill you. You don't want to get killed by death by ceiling fan. Again.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. You ever
It
call your
seems,
you ever call your dog and they huff like you're getting on their last nerve? Yes.
oh yeah.
Stanley be like,
Like, yeah, like what have you been doing all day? Sleeping and eating and
oh.
sleeping.
And here's my last one. This is funny. I've got some openings today if anybody needs to be put in their place.
Oh, snap.
Ding.
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 Well, there it is.
There it is.
There it is, folks.
So, with that said, we really do hope we made you laugh and smile. Maybe you learned a little bit about us and we want to learn about you. Thank you to our sponsor. Cheers. And
Cheers.
keep sending us emails. This is our 14th podcast. Next week will be 15. Then we'll do 16, 17, 18.
You can do math.
You.
Look
I
at you
practiced
go.
that podcast. And on the 20th podcast, we have something very special planned. Lorraine doesn't even know about it. So
I don't even know.
it's secret to even Lorraine. So,
Hey,
anyways, with that said, we hope we made you smile. We hope we made you laugh. And we hope you join us on our 15th episode of the Twinster Pod. Bye. Have
bye.
a good day.